We really love a lot of different things. Some people love sunny days, others like the monsoon and the cold in winter. Many enjoy the smell of coffee in the morning and being cozy in bed at night. There are people who love traveling and having exciting adventures. The dictionary says that love is a mix of feelings, actions, and thoughts that show a strong liking and care for someone or something, like a person, a thing, or even an idea. But is it easy to say exactly what love is? How do we describe a feeling that can be about everything from people to cars to ideas? To really get what love is, we should look at what the ancient Greeks thought. They didn't just have one word for love. They used 7 different words to talk about all the different kinds of love. Eros, often understood as passionate love, is a prevalent form of love in today's society. This love is driven by the pursuit of pleasure. It manifests as an immediate attraction to someone's looks, often without even knowing their name. This is how many love stories begin. It's full of passion and sometimes borders on being obsessive. However, this kind of love can be confusing. It brings up the classic debate of love versus lust. Both lust and eros are marked by a strong physical attraction and an intense desire to be close to someone from the moment you meet. People sometimes judge them based on how long these feelings last. If it's a short-lived emotion, it's considered lust. But if it endures over time, akin to the steadfast presence of a best man at a wedding, then it's more likely true love. This raises an interesting question. Is love just a longer-lasting form of lust? If lust transforms into love, how long does that process take? When exactly does lust turn into love? It's a complex issue, one that we don't usually stop to think about. Science and human biology suggest that falling in love happens in 3 stages, starting with lust. Lust is driven by testosterone in men and estrogen in women. So, when does lust become love? This transition is the 2nd stage. It occurs when we start experiencing a kind of high whenever we see, talk to, or even think about the person. It's a sensation akin to the euphoria we might feel from drugs. This transformation begins when we feel euphoria around the person we're attracted to. At this stage, the initial hormones, testosterone and estrogen, give way to a cocktail of dopamine, which fills us with happiness and excitement, adrenaline that sparks our fight or flight response, and norepinephrine that keeps us alert and focused. This is why falling in love often feels like an exhilarating and addictive rush, similar to speeding in a car at 120 miles per hour without brakes. It's a physical and emotional reaction. Sweaty palms, weak knees, heavy arms, and a heart that races uncontrollably. Love is this feeling. Philia represents a different kind of love, one that often begins with friendship rather than lust. It's about deeply knowing someone to the point where you can anticipate their reactions in various situations. This love is about intimacy, authenticity, kindness, warmth, and encouragement. It's like having a best friend who has been with you since childhood, someone for whom you always wish the best, characterized by selfless goodwill. In the modern world, unfortunately, philia seems to be fading. We live in an era where many have millions of followers and subscribers, yet very few true friends. We present a curated, perfect version of our lives for the world to see, but seldom do we have someone who sees and understands what lies behind this facade. Philia is about camaraderie, referring to someone as a brother or sister even when there's no blood relation. It's about loyalty, sacrifice, and vulnerability. Ultimately, love is a conscious choice. Ludus is a type of love that's all about light-heartedness and fun. It's not always serious or long-lasting, and it's not just about lust. Ludus is the love found in flirtation, playful affection, and carefree moments. It's the thrill of having a crush and acting on it. It's like going out for drinks with a friend and pretending to be a couple just for that night. This love is also seen in children playfully pushing each other on swings, enjoying the happiness of their friends. It's about going to a club and dancing with strangers or singing karaoke with a bunch of new acquaintances. Ludus is casual, exciting, and fun. It's a type of love that doesn't demand commitment or serious intentions. It shows that love doesn't always need physical attraction or even a deep friendship. Love simply exists as an expression of life. Storge is a type of love that challenges our usual ideas about what love means. Often, we think of love as involving commitment, time, mutual trust, and acceptance between two people. But does it always? Consider the love between a mother and her child, where these elements might not always exist in the way we expect, yet love is undoubtedly present. This is the essence of Storge, an unconditional, familial love. It's the bond that exists not just within blood-related families, but extends to lifelong friends who become like family, adopted children, and step-parents. In these relationships, we often feel a strong instinct to protect and care for someone, even if they aren't always pleasant to be around. Storge can be a peculiar kind of love. Typically, love draws us closer to someone, making us want to spend as much time as possible with them, sharing in their joys and sorrows. However, Storge sometimes manifests in a different way. It might mean longing for home, even if you don't communicate much with the people there. It's a comforting, secure feeling, like being wrapped in a weighted blanket. This love lets you do something as significant as donating a kidney without hesitation, but you might think twice about lending your phone charger, even though the latter is easily replaceable. This unique feeling isn't restricted to just human relationships. It's also seen in the bond between sports fans and their teams. Year after year, fans support their team through ups and downs. Despite disappointments, they remain loyal, always hopeful that the next year will be better. This is because Storge, as a form of love, is unconditional. It's not about what the other can offer in return. It's a one-way ticket, offering love even when the other might not be capable of loving back in the same way. Philautia, as Aristotle suggested, reflects the idea that our ability to care for others is deeply rooted in how we feel about ourselves. This self-love, or Philautia, is crucial and shouldn't be overlooked. Love isn't just about what we can do for others. It's equally about how we treat ourselves. It's important to treat yourself occasionally without needing a specific reason or achievement to justify it. Just as you can love others without them having to do anything special, you can and should do the same for yourself. Love is learning to stop comparing yourself to others, forgiving your past mistakes, and not being hard on yourself for things outside your control. It's about looking in the mirror each morning and feeling proud of the person you see. Love involves leaving toxic relationships behind, understanding that you are not obligated to stay with someone just because of their past significance in your life. It's about choosing and protecting yourself repeatedly, just as you would protect someone else you care for. Love is being kind to yourself in your thoughts, your words, and your actions. It's a fundamental truth that only when we genuinely love ourselves are we truly able to extend love to others. Self-love isn't selfish. It's a necessary foundation for building healthy and loving relationships with others. Pragma is the kind of love that endures a lifetime. It embodies the vows of to have and to hold, for better or worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death do us part. This love is about commitment and compassion. It involves accepting each other's differences and learning to compromise. It's about taking all the broken pieces and putting them back together, rather than discarding them. Pragma is a lasting love, grounded in romantic feelings as well as deep compassion. This leads to the question, is love a feeling or a choice? If love is a choice, why do we often only realize we're falling in love after it happens? Why can't we simply decide to love someone and just do it? Conversely, if love is a feeling, then the promises made in wedding vows might seem baseless. If love were merely a feeling, it would be transient and often beyond our control, challenging the idea of loving someone forever. Yet, perhaps love is both a feeling and a choice. Falling in love is an emotion, but maintaining that love is a deliberate decision. Pragma is about declaring your love even on the worst days. It's about telling your partner, I don't know how we'll get through this, but we will do it together. It's being vulnerable even when it's difficult. It's holding the roses, knowing you might get pricked by the thorns. While love starts as a thrilling feeling, for it to last a lifetime, it must transform into a steadfast commitment to never let go of that person as long as they hold on to you. Agape is a type of love that extends beyond the personal and embraces a universal, unconditional love. It's about giving to charity and helping strangers in need, embodying empathy towards all of humanity. This love motivates us to fight for change, even in issues that don't directly affect us. Agape is altruistic, caring selflessly for humans, animals, and the earth itself without expecting anything in return. This form of love is its own reward and serves as the bedrock for societies and communities, vital for our collective thriving. The nature of love has always been a topic of debate among scientists. While some view love as a basic human emotion akin to anger, sadness, or joy, others regard it as a cultural construct shaped by societal norms and expectations. However, the universality of love across different cultures suggests that it's more than just a cultural phenomenon. It indicates an innate aspect of love, perhaps even a biological basis, that transcends cultural boundaries and speaks to a deeper, inherent part of the human experience. If we accept that love is a core aspect of being human, it naturally leads us to wonder about its purpose. Why do we love? Is the function of love to enable parents to support and nurture their children until they reach maturity? Or is it to bind mates together long enough to raise their offspring, ensuring the continuation of the species? Perhaps love's role is broader, fostering a sense of community and camaraderie essential for the survival and prosperity of our social species. The answer to why love exists and its ultimate purpose might remain elusive, but its significance in our lives is undeniable. Studies on happiness, including some of the longest and most comprehensive ones, have consistently shown that happiness at the end of one's life is not strongly correlated with wealth, health, or a lack of mistakes. Instead, those who report the greatest happiness are often those who have experienced the most love in their lives. This finding underscores love's profound impact, suggesting that it plays a crucial role not just in individual well-being, but in the overall health and happiness of societies. Love manifests in many forms: the affection between spouses, the bonds with children and grandchildren, friendships, and the support found in religious groups and communities. To truly grasp the importance of love, it's enlightening to contrast it with the pain of loneliness. Loneliness is not being able to share your deepest thoughts because they're too trivial, intense, random, filled with anxiety, or too frightening to reveal to just anyone. It's being unable to express your deepest passions, frustrations, or heartbreaks without filtering them for the sake of politeness or political correctness. It's the feeling of being seen but not understood, heard but not truly listened to. This experience is familiar to many and highlights a critical question. If love is so vital, why isn't it the focal point of our lives? Why do we pursue various goals while relegating love to something that will find us eventually? For those seeking love, consider the ancient perspective. In Plato's The Symposium, Aristophanes presents a mythical view of love. He describes early humans as androgynous beings with double the body parts we have now, including two faces facing opposite directions. Their power was so immense that they threatened the gods, prompting Zeus to split them into two, creating males and females. Since then, humans have yearned to reunite with their other halves, completing themselves like two puzzle pieces. This myth sheds light on our desire to find someone who complements us, someone who fits perfectly with our own being and addresses our insecurities. However, the truth might be that we are already complete. Within us are all the components necessary to be whole. The advice to stop searching for love shouldn't be interpreted as a directive to give up on love, but rather as guidance to stop seeking completion in someone else. True love begins with self-love, understanding and appreciating oneself fully. Only then can we genuinely offer love to others in the manner they deserve. Love begins and ends with our relationship, with ourselves.